Hey everybody, it's me, Derek the Chocolate Botanist, and I'm cleaning my patio on today. I'm gonna do the thing for the thumbnail. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I never know what to do with my face. So we're gonna get started. I have been cleaning my patio weekly, right? And I didn't feel like doing it today, but I came out to do it anyway. Now, when it comes to cleaning your patios and you're going with quick seasons, especially if you haven't touched areas in a while, make sure you get you a pair of good gloves on. You don't want something to retch out and bite you. Hey there, ID Botanical and all the rest of you. You don't want anything to reach out and bite you. So as I'm getting this patio ready for this season, right? We're in autumn, we're going into winter. Winter is coming here in Zone 8 in North Carolina. I'm just going to do what I need to do, which is going to be part one. Part one is going to be this right here. You see this right here? Y'all see this right here? This right here is my ginger. My ginger is looking gingery, but it's seen better days. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this indoors. Why am I going to bring this ginger indoors? Well, I don't want it to be outside. Make sure y'all are sharing this too. I should have said that at the top. Share this, comment, like. You know the deal. You know the vibes. I don't want this to get taken out by the winter. There's already some damage here. This didn't really get the best start and the best upkeep throughout the summer months, right? And there was something else in here that kind of grew and took over, which were sages and balms and stuff. But my ginger here, it needs to be overwintered. I'm gonna overwinter this plant. And again, overwintering is something you all can do. I know there's some of you who'll be like, I'm gonna bring my vegetables in over the winter. You can if you want to, but I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just gonna bring this ginger in, right? Because I want this to survive. Now, here's the thing about this. This ginger is growing in this bucket here. It's like a 10-gallon bucket, 5-gallon bucket. It's a gallon bucket, some amount of gallons in this bucket. Hey, all of you watching, make sure you throw some hearts, comments. Tell me what you're growing. Those of you watching right now, I'm looking into the windows of your soul. I want you to tell me what you're growing right now. Can you do that for me? Tell me what you're growing. What plants are you growing in your house? If you're not, or outdoors. If you're not growing any plants, that's what I want you to do. Tell me what you would like to grow. And make sure y'all ask questions too. Y'all can ask me questions as y'all are here or in the futuro in the comments. So I'm gonna clean this patio off. And the first thing I'm gonna do again is get this ready because I want this to be done dripping tonight so that way I can bring this in. This is my ginger, okay? Everybody say hey to Ginger. Okay, she came from Gilligan's Island straight to here. Now, with this ginger, again, it cannot take being outside in these temperatures that are below 70 degrees, below 50 degrees at night. It ends up negatively impacting these plants. Plants have windows, right? Like all organisms, they have windows of livability as far as temperature and how much water and how much humidity and all these other things, right? And this range for this ginger is not that it can handle this weather. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this ready to overwinter. How am I gonna do that? I have this. This is neem oil and water and a little dish soap and a little BT. And I'm gonna drench this soil. I'm going to drench this soil. Now, I've purposely not been watering this plant because ginger doesn't want to be soaking, sopping wet. But I want to basically get it to rush through the bottom of this soil from the top all the way to the bottom. Why am I using neem oil? Why am I using BT, Bacillus thuringiensis? These are things that can serve to either nix insects, right, as it drips all the way through, or it can serve to shoo them away and tell them this is not the place you want to be. We got one person telling me they're growing turnips. This is Syncretic Gardener. Turnips, greens, sage, basil, beets, radishes, carrots, and hellebore. Yes, all of that. When you get your sage, please let me know because mine isn't saging anymore. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I just lost seedlings or if I got mistaken or what. But it's not doing for me what I thought it was. Now again, I want to pour enough of this solution here, this insecticide, right? This is dish soap, a little bit of regular Dawn, nothing with bleach, nothing with a scent, right? A little bit of neem oil and a little bit of BT. because again, I wanted to go all the way down through this pot and drip out. I was hoping it would be dripping out by now, and it is. It will drip out through the bottom. Now that I've done that, we're good. I'm going to take the rest of this. I made way too much. I'm just going to take the rest of this and use it on my plants indoors because I got a gnat problem. I got about 2 million gnats in my apartment. I've been finding different hot spots. They're at, the block is hot, and I'm trying to fix it and fandangle it to something better. So, boom, that was easy, right? Now, why did I do this again? I want the insects that are in this, right, to basically be like, oh, hell no, and get out, right? So I'm gonna even pour a little more, because once I bring this indoors, I'm probably not gonna water this but once a month, if that. I want the insects to basically be like, yuck, we gotta get out of here, right? We got Grant Shade Garden. We got Sandra Francis here. Tell me what y'all are growing. We're out here cleaning up my patio. We've been cleaning up my patio weekly, right? Last week, there was a bunch of random insects that were out here. We didn't like that too much. We didn't like that at all too much. Okay, insects of the Blatodias. Remember, I broke this. Those of you who are watching, I dropped this because one of them jumped out at me, tried to shank me. I'm going to do the neem oil. Thanks for the tip. You are welcome. I have been able to overwinter safe outside of New York. That's how much the climate is warmed. And look, with the climate warming, you can overwinter if you're in ground or if you have a pot that's mulch. And depending on the microclimate of your house, hey Bellamy, depending on the microclimates around your apartment or your house, your home, whatever, right? But I know last year I had these outdoors and they didn't make it. So I'm gonna let this drip and drain out. And I like to recycle liquids when I can. So this is going to drip and tain into this container, which then drips through. And this is an old bokashi situation that has a bunch of larvae in it. So I don't mind that they get covered in gunk, okay? I don't mind that at all. Now, I did consider, for those of you being like, I don't like the smell of neem oil or, you know, any of that other stuff, I did consider using peroxide in order to really get rid of stuff, right? Because here's the thing with peroxide. If I mix together a 6% solution of peroxide, I have 33% in my house. I take it and I water it down. Okay, and I love that Grant is going tatsoi, lettuce, and kale. If I took a 6% solution of peroxide and I drenched it through here, it would take out most insects or irritate them enough where they would be fleeing. They'd be fleeing, right? And I do want to flee. But I don't want to stress out this plant. And it's already looking stressed. Peroxide can be harsh. Some plants can not really take that. It can kind of burn away organic tissues, including roots, right? And here's the thing about peroxide, it will take out my microbiome, my soil's microbial structure. And I can build it back up. I've done it before, but I don't want to right now. So we're going to leave this here. So we're going to be cleaning up this patio. Today, I'm going to be focusing on, I probably should have known what I was going to do before I got out here. I'm going to be focusing on cleaning up this area over here, I guess. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to be cleaning up this area over here. We got people who are bonding in Zone 7 of New York. If y'all go and meet each other, hang out, tag me. I made this happen. I brought this mix together. So tell me how y'all's gardens are going. And we're going to clean this patio. Actually, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to start right here because I have like some failed things that have happened here. Because a lot of stuff fails. And it be happening. I used to have beautiful, anybody that followed me many moons ago can remember that Derek used to have a beautiful carnivorous plant garden all over his patio. All over. And I don't anymore. And it's kind of sad. I'm going to see these. I'm going to take these in. These seems like these are seeds that I left here. I don't know if there's any good seeds in here, but we're going to take those in and look at them. And this is, hey Starbucks, this is a Witherspoon rose I had bought for somebody, and I never gave it to him, and then it died. And I kept it alive, and I got it for cheap too. Sometimes Here's a major secret. Like, y'all be wanting plant hacks. Let me tell you a real plant hack. You can go to a Witherspoon Rose, a garden center, right? And you can look through and see if they have any plants on clearance. And if you see any plants on clearance and you can baby them back to life like I can, or you learn how, you can get an expensive plant for cheap that you brought back to life. Back through life, back to reality, right? But it helps though when you actually do other stuff with it. Like, I've gotten some plants indoors that I got from the Coastal Farms people at the Lowe's, right? A Lowe's somewhere in North Carolina. And I babied those plants back, and they're booming now. I haven't shown y'all in a while, because when I planned on showing y'all, I had a loss. A dear friend of mine passed. We're not going to go too deep into that. But this is great. Garden is going well. Trombo, Ciano. It's still trying to grow. The African neighbor showed me how to harvest and prepare the leaves. We love that. I don't even know what that plant is. This is the sauce. Hey, Amanda. I got a Swiss cheese Monastera at Walmart for $10, and it has a crap ton of nodes. We love it. You can propagate all those nodes and get you so many plants. So this is a failed pot, right? This is a failed plant. It is gone. This has been dead for some time, right? This plant is gone. It's never going to come back. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Okay, we done funeralized it. This plant is going to go, but I'm going to keep its soil. Why? Because I am a soil keeping man. There's only so much dirt and organic material on this earth. So I'm going to wrangle this around. I have on some good thick gloves so I'm not stabbing my hands, right? And I'm going to shake this off. This is how we know this is gone to the upper room, okay? Y'all see this? Y'all see how this is all black? You see, if I break this, there's no green or white flesh, right? You need me to come and sing to your plants? Call me on a Zoom chat. We'll do it one day. We'll sing to your plants. But you see how this is like, no, this is looking woody and not alive. There's no white tissue. This is how I know this is gone. Now this soil though, this soil is good. So I'm going to keep this soil. I usually have a container I can put all this soil in, but I let one of my sisters get that soil. Now, when it comes to, again, this tissue, okay, made with soul, hey there, and whoever else is joining, make sure y'all share this with the people. We want people to see me. Help them see a black scientist. In plants, this is where we can say white is right, okay? If this tissue is not white, it's not right. We don't want black or brown in the plant world. Now, other places, yeah. But this is where we say right is right. So say it with me. White power. White is right. White power. You see how this is all brown? That's the wrong color. Why are you this way? Oh, higgity-piggity. They just come over here being brown and wrong. It's terrible. So that's what we say when we get this type of stuff. And I'm not going to bother composting this. If you did have a compost pile, you could do that. Just be careful because there's thorns. I usually, if I did compost this, I would try to break every single thorn so that way I could be good. Somebody asked, do I reuse the soil? Yes. I take this soil. I have a big trash can. It's not in my house right now because I gave it to a sister. But I have a big trash can. I will take that soil and this soil, and I would mix some slow release fertilizer, some compost, go through it. Because the plant only died because I didn't water it. The plant didn't die because of a disease or a pest. If that did happen, I would take this and like heat kill anything in the soil. I have an old like electric pressure cooker that I would put this in for a couple of days and then like treat it like an autoclave. Do I take the pine nuts out of the cones? You saw that cone up here. I want you to know, I don't even know where this cone came from. I don't know if this was a part of the stuff, but I've never done that before. I've never taken the pine nuts out of the pine cones. You said you have a question? Ask your question. Throw it in the question box below. Put it in the comments. You can ask me any question. I'll tell you no lies. So while she's putting, or Maid Soul is putting this question together, we are, again, cleaning. Now, when I'm cleaning this patio, I want to make sure that I'm setting this up for future Derek, right? When the spring comes around, because right now, when temperatures go below 70 degrees, I don't want to be out here no more. Right now, I want to be in my house, wrapped up in a blanket, right? But I want to set this up for the future me. So I'm going to clean and set everything up so when I come out here in the springtime, or if I need to move everything around and move it back, it's easier for me. We got a question. At the Starbucks, I've seen they have free coffee grounds or plants. What is that good for? That's a very good question. See, look at you using the question box. That way, when people watch this later, they know what I'm reading. It doesn't look like I'm just having a moment. You know what I mean? So when you are going to your local coffee, right? Any of your coffee shops, everybody type coffee in the comments. When you're going to your local coffee and you are getting those coffee grounds, the people online will be like, it's hyped and chock full of nitrogen, and all of that nitrogen is going to help your plants and support your plants because of nitrogen, and your plants need it, and it's a micronutrient, and it's going to help your plants grow and develop shoots and roots and all this stuff, right? But really, all that coffee, all those spent grounds, is what they're going to do, is give your plants the soil microbe, the soil biome, something to eat and chew on, right? That nitrogen goes to feed your soil. And when you're feeding your soil, you're eventually feeding your plants. Because a healthy soil can give you healthy plants. A crap soil is going to be harder to give you crap plants or healthy plants. So what I do, here's what I do with my coffee grounds, right? I will mix them into the soils as I am like recouping them up. So I'll put some on top, mix it in, I'm jungling it in, you know what I mean? And then I mix it in again, so that way my soil's microbiome gets that nitrogen, makes the proteins they need, and then they can help to break down nutrients in the soil. There's not much nitrogen for your plants, but for the microbes, the microfauna, right? The very small organisms, they love it. Now, somebody just put it here. Acid-loving plants go well with coffee grounds. Coffee grounds do not shift the pH of your soil at all, like not like in a negligible way. I know there's a lot of people who will be like, they do it, but it is an old wives' tale. A tale as old as time. True as it can be, right? And so your coffee grounds, they're going to be for helping your soil's microbiome. Some insects may not like the smell, so they may go away, but it's not going to be like a luxurious thing to like keep all insects away. It's mainly for your microbiome. And it's a good way to use a waste product. Like any way we can stop things from going into the dump and we can use them and build our soils up, that would be dope. Somebody asked me, how much soil does my patio get? Let's see. I want to say 6+ hours. So the sun is over there somewhere, right? The sun is over there somewhere right now as we speak. It starts over here. It comes all the way over. And then sometime after 12, all of this is getting lit. But because of that tree line, y'all see that heavy tree line over there? Y'all see all them trees? Because of that tree line, I don't really get like all the sun I could get, because the front of the patio gets a lot. But the stuff over here, like they don't get much enough. Like in this pot, a week ago, maybe a week or two ago, I planted some garlic bulbs. You see nothing coming up. There's random little sprouts coming up, but they're not the garlic. I didn't even put any seeds in it. But the ones that are like right here on the railing, oh, they get all the light. They're feeling good. They're looking good. So I think I am western facing because the sun sets that way. So it rises behind me, sets over there. So the people on the other side of the building, they don't really get any light. Let's make sure we're looking good here. What do I grow outside over winter? Typically nothing. I grow anticipation over winter, typically. because I don't like to be outside in the cold, right? I don't like to be outside in the cold. So I typically do nothing, but this year I'm trying to change it up. And what I want to do is carrots. I need to get my cabbage collard seeds out because I have not done anything with that. Let's actually do that. Let's get some cabbage collard seeds out. We're going to do that. Hey, Kuro. I'm going to do a couple of them and get them started. Let's do that. Y'all keep asking me questions. It's only going to take me a second to grab these things. Do I can drown you in cabbage collard seeds, man. And he was like, what? And I was like, what? And it's okay. I just remembered I have some other collards that I just got from the people at the heirloom collard situation. So I'm back. Here we go. I don't know if y'all could hear me while I was just rambling inside. So let's do this. I got some ultra something cross collards that I got from the people at the heirloom collard situation, and some Lottie collards 2025, right? And it's amazing when you go and get seeds from the people, because you can get all types of stuff that you wouldn't normally have access to at like a big box store. And of course the collard seeds look just like any other collard seed. But we're gonna plant those down real quick. I'm just gonna put y'all right here. And what I'm gonna do is, because I know these plants are gonna be big, I'm gonna put 2 seeds right here. And then I'm gonna put 2 seeds right here. Because I know these plants are gonna get real big. Okay, I'm not gonna do a lot of collards, and I want to do some collards over here because I don't see anything in this pot over here that I wanted to see. And I did collards before on the ground. I try to do the vegetables because I know how much my light moves now. I'm actually going to sleep, so good luck cleaning it. Thank you. I get just crap light on anything that's not on the railing, so I'm gonna just plant that down. And we can see here, like, I planted so many carrots in this thing here, but I'm not really getting what I want. I'm just gonna sprinkle the rest of these seeds over. I don't feel like putting them back in. And I'm gonna water that later. Boom! Haha! So I'm gonna keep going. And the reason I got y'all up here to help me clean this patio is my attention span be rough. And I just need somebody to talk to me. And I don't always want to be on the phone, but this is a good way to just like talk to you all, make content. You know what I mean? So we're cleaning off a patio. Again, I got my gloves on, so if something jumps out, it doesn't get on my hands, it gets on the glove. Okay? So, if any of you in the Triangle in North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, let me know if you need these. I'll give these to you. I'm going to move all of this back. There we go. And look, these pots, those of you who used to follow me many, many years ago, I put these pots at my front door, and I had these hurricane lilies growing that I just talked about a video about. And then the people were like, you can't put those on the patio because it's a fire hazard. And I was like, what? It's actually more hazardous for me to not have these up there. So there should have been bulbs in here, but they're probably rotted and gone because I didn't really water this at all this year. Maybe I'll clean my terrace this week. You should. We got another question. Are my pots attached to the railings? So there are some that are, and there are some that are just like holding on. Okay, they said, are my pots attached to the railings? Let me show y'all. And this was one bulb. It looks like that's gone now. Y'all see that? And I got these bulbs. Somebody gave me these. This is sad. I wonder if I can bring these back because I had some indoors that I think are kind of hanging on. We'll see. So let me show y'all this real quick. So these type of pots, right? They just literally sit on the railing, and it's amazing. It worked perfectly. Different railings are different sizes, and different ones that sit on the railings are different sizes. So you have to be careful of that. But these are attached to the railings. Now, I would tell you what brand this is, but they would never do a brand deal with me. So you should just look up hanging pots and just buy them. Now, these again are just attached, or these are just sit there. These are actually like attached. And then this one, when I water, it's generally heavy enough where it doesn't move. Like this one's generally heavy enough when it doesn't move. Like even those. I've had some that have fell off the patio, but generally when they're watered, that water keeps them heavy enough not to move. Hey, Renata. So again, I'm cleaning my patio. Y'all ask your questions. You can throw them into the question box. That way people can see them later. But we're cleaning off this patio. So right here, oh God, I had right here, I'm going to turn y'all this way so you can see me do this as we talk about recycling soil. I have this pot. So this pot right here, I think I got from Big Lots or maybe Home Goods or something. And this pot was, again, just a random mix of soils. I'm just going to fill this up. This is me reusing all this soil. I'm just taking it and burying this soil in. And that way, I get this back at a good level. You see that? You see how easy that was? I'm not going to let this soil go to waste because there was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't water the plant that was in there. I'm going to bury that bulb back in there. And same for this one. This one is empty. These are a match. These are a match. I had it looking nice out there at my front door. Used to be people would come and see the plants and be so happy. And now they be like, Derek, you don't got no plants. And I'd be like, I know, right? Ain't nothing to be happy about no more. So we've emptied out this pot. We have another empty pot. Again, those of you who are in the triangle, I may do an event one day. I may see if I can do that with the people and be like, let's give away some pots. Yeah, we're gonna keep cleaning this patio. Y'all ready? So this is a beauty, and this is again when I'm telling people like plants just grow. I don't water this; it just gets the drips that come off of another pot. These grasses came from like maybe animals. These coxcombs or seeds that just fell out. This sage is seed that fell out, or sage bee balm is seed that fell out. And look at this; it's just here thriving and surviving. Now the plant that I actually wanted to thrive and survive, this, which was an oak leaf hydrangea, is gone. But it's okay. I'm going to pull out all of this grass. I'm going to regret this later because you really shouldn't do this with grasses because they can just like overtake everything. But I'm going to pull all this grass out. I'm going to try to pull all these grass roots out. Y'all ready for this? Trying to pull out as much root as possible. And I'm going to just reuse this soil. This soil is good too. I'm going to put this soil right here. There's nothing wrong with this soil. It may be rooted all to hell with grasses, but there's nothing wrong with it. And this is me, again, reusing soils. I've not purposely bought soil, like an actual soil mix, for myself to use at home in years. Because once you get in the habit of recycling, you have soil forever. Hey Derek, I went to buy some more soil for the collard plants and ended up purchasing a ring of 5 philodendron on clearance. This is amazing. Again, like I was saying earlier, you go to the clearance section in your garden center or your big box stores, especially when they have plants that look rough and you can just baby them back up. You will be surprised what you can get for cheap, especially if you talk those people down, because the people at the register don't know. You can talk them down. You got a silver tongue like me, you can talk the people down. So we're cleaning up this patio. I'm just trying to get all of these old pots. I have so many old pots, so many broken pots, so many pots in general. just here. And I want to be able to give them away to the people. I don't want this plastic to be in a landfill if I can avoid it. Like this one might have no choice. Like I wish I could like break this down and use it for 3D printing or something, but I don't know how to do that. So we're gonna go. I have lids and stuff that I use for other projects. It sucks being me sometimes because I'm just so freaking creative. Make sure these headphones don't slip off. There we go. Okay. So this is just like random refuse. I'm gonna put these in. Again, I'm cleaning my patio for those of you joining. Make sure you're commenting, asking me your plant questions. I'm here in Zone 8, formerly Zone 7 in North Carolina. Tell me what plants you're growing. Indoor or outdoor. I do both. People be shocked when I tell them that too. They be like, you do both? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, what? You do both? That's what they say. Look at this. Another pot. I think I got this in the Dollar Tree too. I think I was using this to like water plants. I was scooping water and pouring it out. And I have so many of these pots. I wish like I had enough like indoors. I have jade plants. I love jade. I wish I had like a bunch of little elephant ear corms. I'd grow elephant ears and like a bunch of elephant ear plants because I have so many pots. I could grow like 50 of them, do them at a decent size, $5, like $3 to $5 a pop. That's an easy $80. What's the criteria for them changing the zones? So here's why they changed the zones. Here's why the USDA zones shifted. They should have been shifted a long time ago because climate change is terrible. But they didn't. They're just now shifting them because of the lowest and the highest temperatures between certain areas. So when you're thinking about like growing plants outdoors, USDA zone is like one thing, but it's also what is your soil, how often are you watering, and do you have like light on your property? So that's that criteria of them shifting to USDA zones. So I was 7B and I think I'm 8A now. So I went up, right? I could go to Virginia in the past and that was 8A. But there was an area I could go to that was a microclimate. It was an area that was surrounded by a bunch of 8A, but that one area, because it was a little higher in the mountains, was 7A or 7B. But now with climate change, you know, it's a little different. A majority of my garden is in pots, flowers through to fruit to sutures. I love that. You better be sending me some pictures, ID. I need to see some citrus. I want some citrus. Oh God, I wish if I had a house, I'd grow citrus outdoors on rolling pots and bring them in. Those are the rest of you who wants to ask your questions, feel free to do so. You can throw a question in the comments and I'll throw you an answer. Or you can throw it in the question box and that way people can see it later. So again, tell me what y'all are growing and we can go from there. ID is hitting me with the questions. I love it. How cold do you get? I'm in Australia. We get sometimes as low as 0 degrees Celsius. And that could be just a bear to get there because it doesn't always happen. But we can definitely get to freezing temps. We can have a cold snap. And we can have like a hard freeze coming where it can be 0 degrees or sometimes even in the negatives in the centigrade. But typically at this point, I think it's right now around 19 or 20 degrees. Maybe 16. I think I'm misremembering my conversions. I used to be able to do it in my head. But it's around 19 right now. I think it's in the high 60s or low 70s. So yeah, 59 is 15, 90 is 95, is 33, 35 is 100, 70 something, I think 76 is 28. So yeah, it's like in the 1920s. Hey, Miss Lachey. And again, those of you asking me your questions, I'm giving answers. I'm talking about plants. You can ask me plant tips. You can ask me plant secrets. You can ask me secrets. Ask me anything. I'll tell you anything. I'll do anything. So we're cleaning up my patio. And again, I'm just trying to get this set up where when I come back after the spring, I'll be good. Also, I want to be able to grow a bunch of garlic. So I have like garlics up here, and I want to see if I can like get seed garlic from people and like, or bulbs, a bunch of bulbs on the way, and like grow a crap ton of garlic up here. Like I want to grow so much garlic. So much garlic. It is lovely weather for gardening. So I'm going to get a broom real quick and sweep up a lot of this soil. You know, this is a real beautiful day, and I've really been considering lately, like, especially with everything going on in the political state of the world, what and how, let's just send some of this off because I can save all of it. How would it look for a neighborhood to band together to provide food for each other? Like, if all of us came together and started growing tomatoes, right, during the summer, and we all grew tomatoes, and we all got tomatoes, and we all harvested tomatoes, you know, those who can't grow tomatoes, okay, you grow bell peppers, and everybody else grows rosemary, right, and sage, and thyme, and oregano. Like, what would that look like in helping out everybody in this neighborhood and like feeding the people in this neighborhood? How would that look? Do I also grow in a community garden? Not now. I have in my past. I typically don't because so there was one community garden I was at briefly, and there was this man who just felt himself big and bold enough to talk over a woman speaking. And not only is this a woman speaking who's trying to tell people like how to do stuff, and he's talking like if everybody's grouped right here, he's like right here talking just as loud, right? And I went off because why are you over talking a woman and or if you can't hear, get closer. No, bro, I almost slipped and said something I shouldn't say online. Not in this format anyway. I said, no, bro, like if you want to have a whole conversation with somebody, you pull them away. Why are you right here and say, I'm just going to talk while she's talking? So I went off, and I haven't been to that one in a while, not actively since. I come occasionally. I haven't been to that one in a while. And then the other reason is, in most cases, when I was making great money, I don't mind paying for a space, but I want to be able to grow like loofah aegyptica, which takes up a lot of space. I want to be able to grow a bunch of cool stuff and not have somebody coming to me, and which has happened in another community garden I was a part of. People coming to me and saying that my growing methods won't work. But the truest, the bluest reasons is, especially with the way my work schedule has been for years, and with me trying to do content and doing other things, I just don't have the time to go and check on a space that's not in my house. So like, if you're not like within reasonable distance to my house, then it just becomes now a troublesome thing where it's now difficult for me to check on this garden space. I want to be able to go and really look at my plants daily or multiple times throughout the week. So that's why I don't have a community garden space right now. But for those of you who can find one, support them. Get you a good plot and grow and like thrive at a community garden. But the people are really one of the reasons. Like, there was a couple of people who I'm like, nah. And then the other thing is, I don't know what it is about master gardeners. And if any of you are master gardeners, I'm not going to say that you're the people doing this. But most master gardeners I run into, and it's my fault. I should not do this. I should not say I'm a plant biologist. Because once I say it, it's like they become empowered to be like, well, actually, let me tell you things. And they start trying to outshine me or to test my botanical gangster. And I'm not a fan of it. I had one master gardener who asked me about the plants in his yard. Hay from clay and seed. I have one master gardener. He has camellias in his yard. He asked me, what are these growths? And I'm thinking, so you think I'm stupid because you have these plants that you put in your yard, that you've bought in this yard that you've had for several decades. 20, 30 plus years at least, you've had this home, this property, these plants. And you don't know what this growth is on your camellias? It's a seed pod, dummy. It's a seed pod that's on your plants that you see every year. You don't believe I know what I know because some of you, not you people, but you, all of them out there, be like, because I'm jovial and I'm black and I have locks and I joke and laugh, that I can't be a scientist and I can't be as intelligent as I am. And I'm freaking witty and I'm all sexy and chocolate, and they're like, I can't be as sexy and chocolate and witty as I am and be a scientist because they think that's not fair, and they shake their fist at God and they say, God, how dare he be so sexy, chocolate, witty, sexy, smexy, bearded, chocolate, dread chocolate, man, chocolate. Chocolates. They're selling chocolates. What? Chocolates? I remember when they invented chocolate. Anywho. The people are missing this. When it comes to that, the master gardeners want to just feel like they're big and then trying to run me amok. And I love and respect master gardeners because they are needed within the biosphere of plant people. We need these volunteers to go out and do the work that I, as a plant biologist, don't have the time for because I'm working. And I'm not working in the field anymore because the field won't hire me. But I am working. I don't have the money, the time to be out there. I'd love to be out showing the people plants and doing that, but I just don't have the financials coming in for it. So we need them. But on the other end of that, no, I'm not going to sit here and ask your dumb question. I'm not going to do that. Master gardeners can be the bane of my existence. There's a couple that are cool, but most of them always, and I hate to say it, be white men who be like, I'm going to tell you about plants. And I'm like, okay, there's things you can tell me because I'm not like a knowledge base of all plant botanical information. So there's going to be things I've learned. There's things I've learned on this platform from non-master gardeners, people who weren't horticulturalists, who have taught me cool, great things about plants that I didn't think of, or I never thought I could do, or I didn't know. But they did it without being prudish or jerkish, because the information isn't that way. These plants are a science, but I'm not going to be sitting here having a penis measuring contest with the people over who knows more. The garden that I steward, not my own but another, gets a lot of folks with big ideas but very little work and participation. I want everyone to learn from each other, but folks don't want to work. So here's the thing about that with community gardens. I have a good friend who's at Briggs Avenue Community Garden here in Durham. Her name is Cheryl Lynn Berry. She's not on social media. You will never find her. She has pictures up here, but she doesn't have an account. She doesn't do any of that. She's the sweetest, most phenomenal woman you will ever meet. Cheryl Lynn Berry is phenomenal. She's at Cooperative Extension. She's an extension agent. How she does it is she will basically be like, these are things we have to do, right? This is the work that we have to do. What do you want to do? Okay, you want to go and plant peppers? Okay, go plant peppers. You want to do this? Okay, do this. You want to go do that? Go do that. But if there's other people who want to do other things, okay, let's make this work for you. Because if I make it fun for you, you'll come back. And maybe you bring other people who can do these things. I'm not a sharecropper, but I understand from many who were. And work is a part of the garden, not fantasy. Work is a part of the garden. But on that end, while we should definitely work it, we got to make it fun too. We got to make it fun too. Sorry, what is, oh, you know what, I forgot, we have people from all over. What is a master gardener? So we have a thing called cooperative extension, which is in every county in this United States. Every county you have a cooperative extension office or an agricultural extension office, right? And in that agricultural extension, you can go and get seeds. Learn how to make bird boxes. They'll teach you how to make bird boxes. They'll do classes on how to make bird boxes and cooking classes. And sometimes you can get things for like families, right? I'm a single parent or a teen parent. I need to know how to take care of children. I need to know how to change diapers. There's a food pantry here. There's cooking classes. I said that already. There's all types of stuff that they're doing in addition to giving you accessibility to things like soil testing. You can test your soil in some cases for free or for a very low price, more accurate than the things you'll buy at a big box store, right? Because it's local, specific to you, and then you have somebody there who can tell you the information, right? You'll pay under $100, under mostly even $50 in some cases for a soil test or a liquid test, like over your fertilizer water or anything, right? And you can do your indoor plants and your outdoor plants as far as soil test, right? You can get seeds. You can get somebody to tell you, these are the plants you need to plant here. This is how to plant these. This is where native plants are. A bunch of information. And there's volunteers who will take a program, do a program where they will learn how to be basically horticulturalists, right? In a couple of month program. I think it's 6 weeks or 6 months. I think it's 6 months of a program. And you get this program and you basically learn gardening basics, horticultural basics, everything else for free. And you are then giving volunteer sweat equity in order for learning this. So you become a master gardener, you go and help other people, you go to different gardens, support them, you go to people's houses potentially, different things like that. That's what a master gardener is. I love y'all using this question box. Yo, this white man from Columbia University said he was coming to the inner city garden to show urban black folks how to grow collards. That is, oh, I forgot we were doing that. I need to make sure I get off of here. That is wild that a person would say that. You know, at a job I had, I'm not going to say which one, there was a person who came in for an interview, and they came in for this interview, and they had mentioned they had worked with inner city youth, the urban kids, and I'm like, because they're so difficult. And I was a little bit offended, and the white people who were in the interview were like, oh man, I don't see anything. I'm like, it's a cold word. Because what do you mean inner city? What are you saying to me when you say inner city? Like, what does this mean? What does that mean? What are we talking about? What are we saying? I'm not just coming there, but coming there to do college? Thanks for the explanation. Y'all welcome. I'm going to have to get off of here soon because I'm supposed to be tutoring a student. I thought we weren't doing tonight, but we may be. Again, I'm cleaning my patio for those of you who are like here, checking it out. I'm answering questions live, you know, just going through the things. I want to grow a lot of garlic, so I may put some garlic in here, in these two. And I'm just going to try to turn these over because I want to make sure nothing is just hiding in these pots. These pots had carnivorous plants, and I may get them filled back up one day. Look at this, another pot of soil. And again, it had a plant in it. That plant is gone. I'm just going to dump this here. Look at that. That easy. And now I have another pot. This is why I have so many pots. I start condensing soil down, and then boom. Then the guy went on to say that he has a relationship with George Washington Carver. Wait a minute. He has a relationship with George Washington Carver. Hey, George Washington Carver dead? You planted 400 cloves of garlic this year. So he must be a vampire. He must be same as Sylvia Brown and the Long Island psychic medium, the New Jersey medium, whatever that woman's name was. A dirty liar. That is insane. I got a relationship with George Washington Carver. He must have meant George Washington Carver, who was born in 97. 1997. This is insane. Thank you for the sprouts of wisdom. You're welcome. And you are right about that Ouija board. I don't even think George Washington Carver would answer him on a Ouija board. I feel like some of these people just be saying anything. They like, I'm going to sound cool. I know George Washington Carver. You probably bumped into him. I'm trying to think, when did Carver pass? I feel like it was in the... Because he was born a free man, I believe. I think his parents was enslaved. I can't remember. Somebody look up when George Washington Carver was free. Everyone gets a bunch of garlic in my family. Can I be a part of your family? I'm cleaning off my patio, those of y'all asking. We've been making, actually, we're not even trying. We're making headway on this patio because it's actually getting like super duper clean. And I'm proud of what we've been doing together. I'm so proud of y'all. The white people believed him. Of course they did. They were like, I'm not going to say that. I was about to say something. See, Grant, you're trying to trick me. You're trying to trigger me, is what you're trying to do. Okay, I'm getting, this is triggering. Now, what do you mean you got a relationship with George Washington Carver? I've seen so many people, though, and I think it's going to get worse with AI, who have been, he passed in 1943. Thank you. Hey, Pure Lux. I've seen so many people who will lie just when the truth would do. And they'll say stuff and do stuff. And I don't even just mean like the people I call out who be lying to y'all on the social media about growing plants and they don't know it. I even mean like just regular people who are like, oh yeah, I know this, I know that, I do this, I got that. And I'll be like, no you don't, you ninny. Oh, I got this person coming. There was an event, and I'm not going to list it out because I've been to a lot of places. There was a place that I went to where they told me various people were coming. And when they said various people, they said some big names within the plant influencer, scientific communicator, plant influencer, garden communicator, whatever you want to call a speaker. Damn it. And they said all these people are coming. And I get to this event and learn from another person who also had heard somebody specific was coming, that this person was never coming. I'm like, oh, I'm going to meet this person. I'm so excited. I want to talk to them, network. I'm going to go and like be here. And I would have been anywhere, but I'm even more excited because like this person's going to be there and they're not. And like the whole event and what it was billed as, like what it was told to me was going to be, was a darn dirty misappropriation of my time. Terrible. Terrible. It really may have been early when he was born, but it was before the Emancipation Proclamation. I don't think he has an actual birth year, because I remember looking that up. They said it was around 18-something, but I don't think when I looked it up years ago, he has like a specific date. Because black people at a certain point weren't viewed as people. I mean, we're still not, but in that time, not viewed as people, so they didn't take care of our dates of birth. Lying to be popular. Not even lying to be popular. Lying to be respected. Because if I say these lies, not only am I popular, popularity gets you somewhere, but then it's the respectability. And that respectability comes in a form of, well, he has this, so now you are a billboard for this person. You are now evangelizing for them and telling me what they got. There's sometimes where I have to stop my family from doing this. So they say, oh, well, this person told me that such and such is such. And I say, well, that doesn't make sense. How do you know they got this? Well, they said, well, they said, well, they said. Well, that doesn't matter. Anybody can say anything. Thanks for those dates, Syncratic. I appreciate you. We're actually looking good. I think I'm going to end up wrapping up right here. Y'all ask your final questions. I've been cleaning up my patio. We talked about a lot of things. This video will be up on YouTube. If you ever want to see my lives and you go to my YouTube, you can go and watch any of my lives on my YouTube, okay? You can watch them when you go to sleep and hear my melodious voice talking to you and being like, hey, you sleep? Is your sleep? Plants. Plants all over your body. Plants. Is it misty out here? Plants. Or was that me spitting? Plants. Plants. You want to buy a plant. You need a plant in your life. Plants. But yeah, it's respectability. That's what these people lie about. There's a person I worked for, and they got me in with this. You know, I thought, okay, this job is terrible. I don't want to be here. Da 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 da. And they got me in with that respectability nonsense, lying and saying they were an ally to black folks when they were a person who were later quoted as saying that, telling some black person that he was a discredit to the race. And I'm like, you can't say that. I noticed 3 young pineapple plants with 1 small pineapple on each at the big box store. Would I recommend someone purchasing the plant at this time of year? If you were to keep them indoors, so you have a pineapple plant, you see them, they already are growing fruit, right? If you have a space where it's warm, above 70 degrees, and it's good light, so western, southern facing windows, one of those, or you have a phenomenal grow light and a heating mat, I would say, yeah, you can get it. And again, depending on where you are, for me in zone 8, I wouldn't have them outside, so I'd have to overwinter them indoors and then take them out. But that fruit can still take some time to develop between indoor and outdoor, right? But it depends. And if they're small plants, like if they're really small plants and not like big plants with a fruit on them, I would actually pinch those fruit off. Sometimes they sell those to you with the fruit because they look good, right? It looks appealing to the eye, that pineapple does. And you buy it, and that plant struggles because it's needing to put on so much energy to put that fruit on. Unless you're really fertilizing and doing other things, it just becomes a mismatch balance. And we don't want that. So, yeah. What other questions y'all got before I hop off? We talked about so much. I'm going to take this and throw this into the woods. But like we're cleaning off the patio. It's actually looking like more open. I just need to move stuff back. I'm going to be moving my ginger inside. We drench that in so that way any insects in it can go ahead and crawl out, because I want to take this inside today. And what else did we do? Swept up some soil. We talked about recycling soil. And then some racism conversation came up. Nice seeing you again. Have a good night. You have a good night too. Talked about me being sexy and chocolate. Y'all was laughing, but nobody agreed. I did not like that. The Master Gardeners, I got to cut that part out. The Master Gardeners shaking their hands. So this has been a phenomenal time with you all. I'm still getting over this cough and hack I got. And I am really loving that, like, I keep knocking stuff behind me so I don't have like a clear walkway. And I'm loving that I'm able to like more clearly walk around on this patio. So that way I can really plant some more stuff. Can I grow sunflowers on my patio? I usually do. Did you? I had them, I was showing videos of them all summer. I had videos. I had sunflowers on my patio. I grow sunflowers every year. I love sunflowers. If you are like, I'm going to get Derek something, you get me some sunflowers or some sunflower seeds. I love sunflowers. You take me to a place with sunflowers, like Dorothea Dixon them. I love sunflowers. So I didn't grow them in these plants. Actually, I did grow them in these planters. I didn't get as many this year because of, I think it was just the watering I was doing. And the birds, I was hoping to get seeds, but I guess now that I grow them every year, it makes sense. I grow sunflowers every year. I used to collect seed. Some finches discovered that I do it. So now I never get seed from my own sunflowers. Because any time I come to them, they're literally empty. Like those finches eat I see them in the morning as I wake up, and I don't want to just like scare them away because I do this for the animals. But they be gone. So yeah, I did them right here. I love sunflowers. Any other questions? Hopefully y'all was typing up your questions as you go. If you didn't get your question in though, just DM me. send me a message, put a comment under this video. Again, it'll be here on the YouTube. You can watch it. We've been up here for roughly an hour. So y'all have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your day. Grow some beautiful plants. It's fall. I'm going to try to grow as many garlic bulbs as I can up here because it looks like me starting seeds isn't working like I thought. And yeah, be easy.